Yeah.
You're up.
Because I was talking to him.
Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, March 20th, 2024 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners to order. On Wednesday, March 29,
Yeah, she is.
2023, Governor
She's-
Healy signed into law.
She's just
Chapter
on the
2 of
thing and it
Act
echoes, so you can just knock.
2023, an act making appropriations for fiscal year 2023.
Did you want it muted? No.
So it took the union negotiations 9 months to roughly get $1,000 annually for each employee. And that for this increase, even though it's not coming out of county money, it took 2 votes to get that substantial increase. And so we have concerns as to how things are administered for the union employees and to make sure that we're given the same consideration going forward as would make it equitable for us as well. So, for example, so the starting salary for from what I perceive, the starting salary for a registered employee is $42,000 to start. That's only $2,000 above the Massachusetts poverty level. So our salaries are very low. And so that we just kind of want to take the attention as to say, you know, where things can be moved very quickly here for certain entities, it doesn't always work that well for all of us. And we're just looking for the same consideration. That's all I have to say.
Are you
Thank you.
going to leave that in writing so we
Sure,
can look
you
at
can
it?
have it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Public comment, anyone else?
I do have something, but I'm looking for it, and I'm going to be nice. I
Well,
am.
when you find it, come on up.
Mr. Shea, I'm trying as hard as I
It's
can.
on a little post-it.
It's on my little poster. I did some little math today. Hold that one sec.
You got it.
Okay, I don't have to go far, do I? Can I just?
You haven't said anything.
Oh, I
You
know.
can stand there, no, you can stay there.
Right up.
No, stay there if you're
As
more
long
comfortable.
as you share the candy. No offense. Please, Mr. Cronin, no offense. This is just math. That's all it is. I did sit down and I listened to Mr. Stady last week. When Mr. Stady made the comment, he asked Mr. Cronin how many hours he would be working on the program, which Mr. Cronin did say 7 hours. So I sat down and I did a little math, and I did 52 weeks times 7 hours. And I came up with 364 hours. So then I divided 30,000 divided by 364. And it comes out to $82.47 an hour. We just wish, and there's no offense given, Mr. Cronin's a very bright man, but there is not one of us in there that even comes close to that kind of money. And this is on top of Mr. Cronin's regular salary. On top of it. And I do realize that the $30,000 will go into your retirement fund. And we would wish that also. So I'm just hoping that maybe you could just look at this. It is what it is. And the salary is there and the $30,000. When you look at our contract that will be coming up, we hope that you would be generous this year. We're not asking for pie in the sky, but right now we're looking at our last on the union at 2.25%, which we do know is two pennies and a quarter on a dollar. Our raise as of this year, 2.25, will now go towards our medical insurance, which is a complete wash for us. You have a lot of hard workers over there, and we really do give it our all. We're just asking if you could be a look at us and a little light. We're not asking for a ton. I swear, 333 will walk right out the door and sign a contract just once for the next 3 years. That's what I'm asking. But I did the math, and like I said, no offense to anybody, no one. I'm just asking, just look at our union. That's all I have to say, and I have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
And I mean it, and thank you for the candy. I mean it. But I had to throw that in, and no offense,
No, don't worry about
okay? I just wish.
Okay, anyone else? Anyone in Zoom land? John, you didn't notice, you don't have anyone else give you notice for
No.
public comment?
No, sir.
Okay. That concludes the public comment for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Old business we did. Number 8, personnel matters for consideration. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 commissioner.
Okay, the first one is personal paper for a new position for Arlene Peterson of Norton, Mass. As a special ed procedural assistant, part-time, junior grade, flat rate, 26.44 an hour, effective 3/25/24. So moved.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Next.
The second is the Commissioner's Office, notice of ARPA grant increase for John Cronin of Holliston, County Director, from 10,000 to 30,000 annually, effective 3/13/24. So moved.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Third.
ARPA grant increase for William Buckley Jr. of Walpole, Mass. as County Assistant Director, from 10,000 to 30,000 annually, effective 3/13/24. So moved.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
And,
Next.
Norfolk County Treasurer's Office, ARPA grant for Kylie Mulhern of Milton, Mass. as Executive Assistant Junior Accountant, of $5,000 annually effective 3/13/24. I just
I
want
don't
to check
know
that.
if that's
Right,
accurate.
It's 5,000, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is wrong. So accounting $5,000
Okay,
annually
all right,
effective 3/13.
it says 5 on the,
Yes, on this
All right.
form it says, okay,
okay,
5,000.
right, yeah. I amended it to 5,000 annually.
it is 5,000.
Right, so moved.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Great. Number 9, payroll and expense warrants for approval.
Okay. Okay, the first one is a county warrant of $582,154.85. So moved.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next,
Second is the warrant of the agricultural high school in the amount of $204,742.35. So moved.
motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next,
Third is a county payroll in the amount of $144,093.15. So moved.
motion made and seconded, all in favor? Aye, it is a vote. Next,
The next is the Aggie payroll in the amount of $365,190.69. So moved.
motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
I don't have to vote the total. I think I just did all the
That's,
other.
That's correct.
that's fine. We did them individually, we know the total.
Thank you. Okay. All right. That's all that's in.
Is it 1:30 yet? I can't see
No.
that.
No, it's only 1:10. We're fast.
Okay, we're going good.
Okay.
Number 9. Number
We did-
10, Report American Rescue Plan Act of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Briefly, there are no ARPA awards at this time. You have 5 awards that will be before you next week. 3 for Bellingham, 1 for Canton, 1 for Dover. The aggregated total of those 5 awards is just under $200,000. Just a reminder, to date, you've awarded $106,691,578 over 139 applications to date. Excuse me. The closeout plan has received approximately 2/3 response from the communities. We're chasing down the remaining communities to learn their plans for resolving their allocated ARPA portions before the end of this year. We hope to have that done by April 1st. That is all I have at this point. You'll see awards next week.
Any questions of John relative to the opera awards?
No, John, thank you.
Thank you. No warrants, opera warrants, none. Contracts, we have none. I'm gonna skip to number 14 because we do have a bid opening at 1:30. Number 14, fiscal year 25 schedule for costs of services for court facilities for approval. We have a packet here for your perusal. This is a labor of love for Phil. It is a yearly document that we prepared, and Director Cronin told me it's
Give you
in order and in shape. Can you give us a
Be
little
happy to.
oversight?
Yes, so Commissioners, this is the FY 23 request of schedule of costs to service the courthouse facilities in Norfolk County. As you all know, we are under lease with the Commonwealth, who pays us in arrears certain expenses that are allowable through the lease conditions. Phil's been at this for a while, and you can see in your packet, he's detailed all of the various expenses, personnel, non-personnel, facility capital improvements, and so forth. This proposal includes $4,108,084.08 in operating costs. Most of them are personnel, as well as some debt service. But it also is complemented by $277,444.04 in certain capital costs that were completed in FY 23 for a total cost, if you will, invoice to the Commonwealth of $4,385,528.12. This compares to the amount used last year in our FY 22 reimbursement request that was exactly $4,300,000. So it's up a little bit by about $85,000. It's sort of in phase with what we've done in the past. The commissioners should be advised that once this schedule goes to the trial courts, they will begin scheduling time with Phil to come in and audit the report that is attached to the schedule. They'll be going through payrolls, invoices, and any other material that Phil used to build this. Last year, I believe the amount of changes were less than $10,000. It was to the good, actually. So overall, we can rely on this number. I'll build this into our FY 25 budget plan, and thank Phil again for the work he does each year to prepare this document. It's a critical part of our revenue mix and clearly captures all the eligible costs. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions, commissioners?
No, I'm all set.
This is a yearly document. I'm getting more familiar because I pay attention to it. But it is amazing the detail of which
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to put back. I mean, we go from workman's comp cost, payroll costs, overtime costs. And then if you look a little further, there's a miscellaneous building supplies, $11.88 to Home Depot and Dedham Home. No, I don't know where it comes. I'm sorry, Home Depot for the Dedham complex, $33. So it's really, it's the complete gamut. So congratulations to Phil, and we hope the state approves it, and then
Off to the races.
the
And you want a motion on that?
the
Yes,
yearly
I do.
comes, see, it needs a vote, I believe, yes.
There's one item I forgot to mention,
Go
some
ahead.
remarks. This is inclusive of Quincy District Court expenses. This will be the last full year that such costs will be reimbursable under the lease, beginning in FY '24, which is this fiscal year. Those services are covered under a separate standard contract, which we receive funds for every month. So
Okay.
this is inclusive of Quincy. Thank you, Pete.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the document prepared by Mr. Iantosca, fiscal year 25 schedule of costs to service court facilities.
And I will second it. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is approved. We go to the next level. Thank you very much. We're gonna get-
We'll need a signature on this on the back, by the way, if you have a document. if you wouldn't mind endorsing it. Thank you.
And do you have it right there for us to sign? Or
I'm ready to sign.
Great. Thank you.
That was number 14. Number 15, report of the county director will take us to 1:30, at which time we'll open a bid.
Okay, about a few items. Commissioners may recall that earlier this year, you approved funding and the advisory board approved for $200,000 to replace and upgrade the Dedham District Court elevator, which had been exhibiting erratic behaviors and was unsafe to operate. So over the last couple of months, our vendor, United, has worked with our facilities department to install a new elevator. It was a big job. I know Mr. McGowan kept Judge Permerall regularly informed, made daily visits to the site. This particular effort involved replacing old parts, installing new, and then finally having an inspection done by the state, which was completed yesterday. So I'm pleased to announce on behalf of facilities maintenance that the Dedham District Court is now open, operational, and in use. I want to thank United as well as facilities, and of course the commissioners and the advisory board for allowing that to happen. It's a big improvement for the Dedham District Court. Big job, over $250,000. And Nancy also, there were several change orders, excuse me, that were associated with this that she handled seamlessly.
So it's running.
Yes, it is, sir. This past week, the PEC held its first meeting in anticipation of the expiring PEC agreement. The commissioners may know that the PEC is a public employees committee made up of management as well as union personnel that collectively discuss and agree upon health benefits, insurance plans, and mixes. 3 years ago, the PEC was instrumental in sort of guiding the county's interest in the Mayflower Health Plan through the PEC membership. Retirees and active members have their voices heard at the table to make sure that the county makes choices for these health plans that are in their benefit as well. The agreement calls for the first meeting to be held in March this year. It is quite premature. The agreement ends June 30th, 2025. So our hope is that over the next several months, we learn more about the looming marketplace for health insurance plans. We adjourned our brief meeting and resolved to meet again in January of 2025. Then we'll learn more about what type of plan options Mayflower has for us. And we'll begin negotiating those options next January 2025. I want to add a footnote that the mass retirees or the county retirees delegate has changed. Former director Frank Haggerty is now their delegate. Frank came in. It was a pleasure to see him. I've met him before, but I hadn't spent much time with him. He's quite a gentleman. He was happy to be back and Michelle McNulty, I was delighted to see him as well. He's such a nice man. So it was a good group. Everybody agrees that basically we're in a good space with our health plan mix. There is no overriding desire through the commissioners, obviously, to change paths. So it's very much trying to optimize what we're looking at for FY26, and we'll start that again in January.
Okay, any questions?
Also,
And Frank succeeded
Ann,
Annie.
yeah,
yeah.
no, Ann, Annie, the former HR person.
Okay, right.
So, yep. Next item, the the legal notice for the upcoming advisory board dialogue on the FY25 budget has been posted and sent to the Patriot Ledger. I believe Nancy said it's going to run on Saturday, this coming Saturday, March 23rd, as legally required. Just a reminder, the advisory board will be holding the next meeting on April 10th, 5 o'clock for the Finance Committee, 6 o'clock for the board at the Agricultural High School. And finally, I made contact, I reacquainted myself with the vendor who's working with Eversource on electric charging station programs, Brian Laughlin. Last week, he and I had a conversation about the application that was prepared last fall. I discussed with him the state's program to determine its viability, and he confirmed that the state is in fact still supporting municipal charging station grants. We affirmed our interest in a charging station arrangement behind the registry here in Dedham, chosen because it's on the Eversource grid, which is a preferred partner. Excuse me. He mentioned that the options you have when you enter these programs include different kind of charging stations. We're looking for what's called a DC Fast program, which costs between $50,000 and $65,000 per port. These costs are eligible under the Mass EVIP program, Electrical Vehicle Incentive Program, as well as Eversource. They both have offsetting subsidies or grants to pay for the program. Once I submit the proposal and the profile that we're looking for to him, he'll turn around with a full-blown cost estimate. The commissioners may recall that last year, the vendor informed us there would be no cost to the county for this program. That is no longer true. We do expect some amount of infrastructure costs that will be our responsibility. I don't expect it to be a lot, but yet we'll need to know this before April 10th.
And we need to know before we finally sign.
Yeah. So we're going to keep an eye on the program once the submittal goes in, and I hope to have that in by Friday. But the cost, if you will, seems to be nominal against the benefit of having this station here behind the registry. We'll use it as proof of concept to see if it needs to expand into the other courthouse locations. But for now, it's a very well-funded and well-promoted program by the state to install these types of benefits. And we'll be working with Brian and his team the next few days to see to it that we take the next steps.
Question.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to put John Wallace on the spot, but does this include the agricultural high school?
It can.
Again,
The school,
because
it's a county property, so we can include it. Would obviously, I think we had conversations, John, with either you or John Martin some months ago, and we did have an interest in EV charging them, right?
It's probably John Martin.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I don't think, I mean, it would make no sense not to include the school. I mean, why go back and, you know, the vendor's the same there,
Yeah.
whereas some of our district courts are different electrical vendors.
The
And I
vendor
don't-
encourages Joe to lean towards Eversource properties or Eversource coverage. Do you
That's
have
that's my
Eversource already?
point.
Yeah.
Well, Eversource, the school has Eversource, I
There
know
are
that.
several, and several have National Grid, which is not preferred right now.
Okay,
Not that the program won't work with National Grid, it's just a different bureaucracy.
right, but I think, you know, the superintendent and the people at the school think it's a good idea. I think if they ask to go to the board, I can't imagine we shouldn't include the school, that's all. And maybe other courses, other courts that have Eversource, but I don't know.
The golf course.
I don't know who they are. I know that Quincy does not have Eversource,
Mhm.
the National Grid, but we don't have Quincy. So, okay, I think it's
It's worth
the way to
exploring.
go. The town of Dedham, I'm sure will be interested in it. I'm sure they'll be supportive. And let's continue on our negotiations and keep going. I mean, we've got plenty of room in that parking lot. You may even want to look at it at our other parking lot, which is very close by, but I don't want
I guess as I'm
to, I don't want
channeling,
to second guess anyone.
I guess as I'm channeling Commissioner Stady not being here, I'd wonder what he would ask. Yes, I have been working with facilities. Yes, I have been working with electrician Chuck or Chick Cushing. Chick has reviewed the applications. He's actually done the site visit with the vendor back in the fall, so
Okay.
his eyes are open on what is needed.
Okay,
He explained that the way it's proposed, looks like they're gonna be tapping into power from the pole, not the building, and putting up a meter at or near the station so that they can easily be read and off the grid, if you will, of the building itself. So that would be helpful. But overall, it's a nice program. My community used the exact same program for a small parking lot. We put in 2 stations. It took time. I think it was a supply stream issue, but we just deployed them last month, and we just got our first invoice yesterday. The town vehicles are the only ones right now using the charging, but it's generating some interest from people, and we expect it to expand. It's right across the street from the public park. So it's
Okay.
got a great location.
well, as we get closer, I think it's gonna become
More interesting.
a bigger subject,
Yeah, I agree.
and I have no reason to think it isn't, can't be done. I just don't want, I want to make it available wherever we can.
I think when we've concluded this stage and the project itself is completed, we'll circle back with the commissioners, perhaps the trustees, and find out if the school is next or if we're going to choose some other location depending upon ease of installation and so forth. But this proof of concept is really just that. We're looking to learn a lot from the grant program, what kind of costs the county needs to face, and ultimately, programmatically, what does the policy look like behind it? We haven't gotten that far yet, but one of the things you're all going to have to consider is, are we making this publicly available for free charging to allow anyone with electric vehicle to plug in and just fuel up, if you will, and the meter and the costs are then borne by the county? Or do you want to put a paywall on it and have people swipe to pay for the electricity that they're putting into their vehicle? That's a popular program. That's what we're doing in my community. And as a result of the transaction, the government entity gets a small benefit. It's not going to be a lot of money, but a small amount for infrastructure maintenance and things like that. So there are some decisions to make once the devices are installed and their operation. We'll have to develop a policy. A lot of it should be publicly discussed. Okay.
Okay,
So I'll hopefully have an answer for you shortly after I file that application, probably Friday. Get back to you by then.
anything else before we
The last item,
go
just
to
a heads
1:30 in our bid opening?
the
We're
last
2
item.
minutes away.
We have a schedule, a budget schedule that directs that by next Wednesday, balanced budget will be prepared for you through my office. I want to thank all the department heads who have contributed to the product to date. The public viewing copy has been up on our website. It's a product that's going to be publicly advertised in the Patriot Ledger. We've worked over the last several weekends to pull this into balance through the use of one-time revenues associated with ARPA interest. We're going to achieve that. The question is how much. Many of the budgets that were submitted included expansion of new positions and so forth. We simply can't afford that. We'll be looking to support things that appear to be the commissioner's priorities. And that's probably like 1 or 2 things. Other than that, it'll be a very narrow, lean budget. It will be balanced when you see it next week. I want to thank John also, because I know he had to go through a couple of rounds of budget prep. He submitted the revised and approved trustee budget last week. It's incorporated into the product that I have, and that'll be before you as part of the full package.
Yeah.
Going before you next week. So things are on time, and we expect things to be looking lean and good by next week.
What did you say, mean and good?
Lean and good. It's not
Okay,
not a lot of expansion in this budget.
okay. The appointed hours here, it's now 1:30. I want to direct your attention to item number 12, bid opening at 1:30. We are opening a bid today for fire alarm preventive maintenance, repair and monitoring a one-year contract with 2 one-year options on all of our Norfolk County facilities. Nancy, please.
Hi.
Nancy,
How are you?
good,
We've received 2 bids.
okay.
First one from Suburban Electrical Company in contracting, sorry, in Stoughton, Mass.
I have a quick question, Nancy. Does this include the Aggie School also?
It's just all the courthouses, the registry in this building.
Aggie has a separate person that does their fire alarm maintenance?
Yes,
Okay.
How about at the golf course?
they have separate also.
Okay, this is all the other buildings, mainly courthouses, and this building, of course.
First
Okay.
is preventative maintenance. Cost per quarter, year one, $4,100. Total cost, $16,400. Year 2 and year 3 remain the same, no change. Year 1, emergency maintenance. Regular hours, $180 an hour. Year 2, $185 an hour. Year 3, $190 per hour. Emergency maintenance costs other than normal working hours. Year 1, year 2, year 3, all $270 per hour. Disconnect, reconnect service charge. Year 1, $180. Year 2, $185. Year 3, $190. Monitoring cost. Quarterly. Year 1, $1,080. Total, $4,320. Years 2 and 3 remain the same. No discount on part. Pine Ridge Technologies Incorporated out of North Reading.
Did you say Medway?
North Reading.
North Reading.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Ooh, that's not even good.
Preventative maintenance quarterly, year 1, $1,666. Total annual cost, $6,664. Year 2, cost per quarter, $1,555. Total annual cost, $6,220. Year 3, cost per quarter, $1,444. Total cost, $5,776. Emergency maintenance, regular hours, $210 per hour for all 3 years. Emergency maintenance costs other than normal working business hours, $350 for all 3 years. Disconnect, reconnect service charge, $300 for years 1, 2, and 3. Monitoring cost to be listed quarterly and yearly. Cost per quarter, $3,600. Total annual cost, $14,000. Cost per quarter, year 2, $3,600. Total annual cost, $14,400, and the same for year 3. No discount on parts. A markup on parts will be 25% for all 3 years. So we've received 2 bids.
We'll make a motion to take it to the advisement.
2 bids. Okay, motion made and seconded to take it under advisement will be enacted upon at a later date. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Thank
Nancy.
you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thanks.
Number 16, emergency items, a topic the chair did not reasonably anticipate. I have none.
Also,
Motion to adjourn, please.
motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 1:33. Thank you very much. We gotta run.
Thanks for coming,
How are
John.
you?
Sure.
All right, I'll call you tomorrow morning. I gotta go to the doctor's now, but.
Okay.
I usually wouldn't be in a hurry. We hear from Richard? How's he doing? He must be.
He emailed it.
Are we still recording?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think we're still